I'll explain what a fire exits are first, I'm sorry. Outside that door at each end of the hall, and there's a defibrillator across the hall if one is needed. We will start with the pledge of allegiance to the flag and a moment of silence for all deceased residents of Hampton. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now we will continue with the invocation from Pastor John Eagle from Hamlin New Testament Church.
Yeah, thank you. So, the verse so many people learn as a young child, John 3:16, but God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. I also wanted to, it's all about love. We get to love us, but also it's about, cancel, undo. There you go. In John 15, verses 4 through 5, it says, "Abide in me, and I in you, as a branch cannot bear fruit of itself unless it abides in the vine, neither can you unless you abide in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. He who abides in me, and I in him, bears much fruit. For without me, you can do nothing." And that's something that, as Americans, we go, what do you mean without? We can do all sorts of stuff. But John Wesley gave a great statement that comes up when we read that kind of relates to that. It says, in every stage of life, we need Christ in the following respects. Whatever grace we receive is a free gift from him. We receive it as his purchase in consideration of the price he paid. We have this grace not only from Christ, but in him. For our perfection flourishes like a branch united to the vine that bears fruit, but is dried up when we wither when severed from it. One of the things that I've appreciated since we began having the invocations here is the attempt to invite God and say, we'll listen, we'll hear, we'll honor you here, and I appreciate that so much. So, Lord, I pray that this would be a fruitful board meeting. Lord, as we ask you to not just help with the decisions and give the inclinations to do the right thing, but also to bless our community. Lord, this has always been a bold stance to allow the invitations to be here, and I believe it honors you, and I believe that there is that state of, okay, we'll live with you, you live with us, you love us, and we want to do the best for this community. So I pray you bless every board member, every person that helps and serves in this community. Thank you for these times, in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Now, our clerks, please call the roll.
Arbutt.
Here.
Wright.
Here.
Volko. Jaeger.
Here.
Bus.
Here. This time is a public forum of the part of the meeting. If there's anybody out in the audience who'd like to speak, please state your name, and we will hear you out. Seeing if there is nobody that wants to speak, we will close the public forum. Requesting town board resolution to approve the regular town board meeting minutes of June 9, 2025.
Second.
Arbutt.
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Volko. Jaeger.
Yes.
Bus.
Yes. Requesting town board resolution to approve the payment of bills from their respective funds.
So moved. Second.
Arbutt.
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Volko. Jaeger.
Yes.
Bus.
Yes. Requesting town board resolution to make the following budget amendments: increase revenue account A3860.00 art grant, $2,084.49, and increased expense account A7560.40 art supplies, $2,084.49. Increased revenue account A2001.00 recreation charges, $870. Increased expense account A7140.20 playground and recreation equipment, $870. The first one was that art grant that Josh got for art supplies and everything. This second one is they got a grant for soccer goals. So that's the money went to new soccer goals.
Second.
Arbutt.
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Volko. Yes. Yeager.
Yes.
Baz.
Yes. Requesting town board resolution to make the following budget amendments using ARPA money to fix the window at the lodge. Increase revenue account A 0599.00 fund balance, $3,668. And increase expense account A 7140.40 playground and recreation contractual, $3,668.
So moved. Second.
Cordova.
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Vogel. Yeager.
Yes.
Baz.
Yes. Requesting town board resolution to send a letter to the New York State DOT asking what is going to be done about the terrible conditions of Route 18 in Hamlin. I just gave you all a letter that Councilperson Hurlbut gave to me. If you want to take a couple minutes or so just to read it, that's fine. I just gave it to you right now. It's just trying to get the state, I don't know if it'll work or not, but just let them know that we would like it if they would come and make the road more drivable.
At least publicly will acknowledge the fact that it needs work too, so.
Well, yeah, it's one of those, nobody says anything, just keeps
Right.
getting shoved off. And it's deteriorated drastically here in the last couple of years.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it needs some attention. I think the taxpayers deserve better.
No, you're definitely
Capitalize
I-
town board.
No, yeah, I didn't, there's a bunch of things that can't go.
I'd also like to do another letter for the county line road north of, from Morton Road north. That's in, not quite as bad as 18, but that's in bad shape too. But that's a different, that goes to Orleans County, correct, Mike? So we had to send it to the Department of New York State DOT.
Then we got to go to Alva, I believe.
Yeah, mine's-
Yeah, and the one for 18, we have to go to Spencer.
I make a motion to accept the letter as written here. Do we want to make a motion?
I'm not gonna do that other letter next meeting.
No,
No, you're saying to approve this letter,
And,
when you change the road words for the
For
second.
the,
Okay.
right, yeah, so, yeah. Make work.
Who's second?
Hey, but you're right, that was 25. That's somebody.
For what?
yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Vogel. Yeager.
Yes.
Baz.
Yes. I don't even know if I need a resolution for this. That's why I thought Maureen's gonna be here, or she said she was, and then the helper to the assessor, or the person, he has been here for 6 months, and she has gone through her 6-month probation period, and the assessor reminded us that we said that at 6 months, we would talk about giving her a raise. Because of her 6 months probation would be, see how she did for 6 months. And they're asking for a $1 an hour raise.
That's what we budgeted though anyway, right?
We did.
You're not adjusting.
No, we're not adjusting the budget, it was in the budget.
Yeah, that's what we talked about.
Yeah. I don't know if you need a resolution for that.
I'm fine with that.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask, but we, I'm not sure if we did or didn't, I think we might, so we could just do one to make sure.
So moved.
Second.
Cordova.
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Vogel. Yeager.
Yes.
Baz.
Yes. That's fine, that's what I was gonna ask Maureen if we need a resolution to do that, but it's like, all right, better safe than sorry. Does anybody else have any other resolutions? All right, discussions. I mean, we're not doing reports, we're trying to keep these second meetings as short as possible.
I love it.
Yeah, come on, come on, you got an 8-minute meeting.
I've got a quick
Those.
discussion that I thought you guys would want to know. I've had 9 phone calls so far regarding the letter we sent out. Either 9 calls or 9 people come in regarding it. So I thought I'd just update on that.
Okay.
Anything that they said, or is it just, they were just curious about it?
Just looking for clarification.
Yep, and asking a few questions and saying that they'll be at the meeting. Most of them, 6 out of 9 so far, 3 are gonna be out of town. I said to write letters if they would like to, about how they feel about it, and they will be read. But, so far, we've had 9 so far calling and asking questions. So,
And she got them all, and I didn't get any.
Darn,
I've
right?
had some questions too, just neighbors, asking.
oh,
And I
good.
think there was a little, like, someone actually didn't appreciate, like, the fact that they just see that their taxes are going up, maybe, so they see that line item where their taxes on their house are gonna go up, but they didn't really realize that they own a lot, a vacant lot, that would be cut in half, and then they go, oh. So I think just people not fully understanding.
Yeah, a lot of people
the
don't,
concept.
the gentleman that I ran into in Wizard's office that day, he didn't even realize what was full and what wasn't, he didn't really look at anything.
His case was interesting. He's actually gonna do a courtesy merge though. So he was being charged 2 full units. He's at the end of Westville. And he owns this really tiny pie shape next to his house. And he had no idea that he was even being charged to until he got the letter. So, and he's gonna be where it's out of the country, is that right, Doug?
Yeah,
So he's writing a
he's gonna
letter.
write a letter.
Okay, anyways, I sent you guys pictures today, I don't know if you saw them or whatever. Paintings done by Big Rock.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
He wants to donate those to the town. I was there with him yesterday. There's a couple more I'd love to get of the town, but I think one is of the old yacht club before they put the addition on it. It was just a square, completely square, now it's kind of wet, they put an addition on it. But I think the yacht club owns that one. And another one is, I'm pretty sure, it said, I told him, I said, I think that Bremen Road, the picture did say that. What used to be the bed and breakfast right before you get to Cookville.
Oh, yeah,
He said he always liked that house, the
Yeah.
wraparound porch and the barn, so he did a painting of that. I don't,
the
know-
2 was what you.
The 2 is what he wants to give up.
Those are nice.
And one is Duffy Mott's, actually that one is a Duffy Mott's and the old homestead. And that car in front was Shaker's car, and that's supposed to be the picture of him standing next to it.
Really?
Yeah.
Now I gotta look at it for a second.
And the other one is down at Sand Creek, Spirit and Suckers years ago.
Yeah.
Old Heine Rock and everybody that used to go. And that's Charlie Boz's barn. By the bridge in Charlie's barn.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Where are we gonna put it? Pittsburgh Center, or are we gonna put it here?
No, probably here where more people can see him.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to figure out how, I was there yesterday. He says, well, when we die, you get him, she wants to buy the house because they got
Oh, jeez.
well, they got 20 more paintings down in Florida. They're selling their place in Florida, who are just gonna stay here permanently. So they gotta bring 20 more paintings up from Florida. So it's like, Jesus, where am I supposed to put them all? So we're trying to, if
You
they-
want to sell? I mean, be interested in selling.
he just giving away to people, like he gave one to, giving one to Holly, he's giving one to Holly, the marching band. One to, did a painting of Morgan Manning house, I think they're getting one of them.
That's neat.
Yeah, different places all over the place, because he used to be a legislator here. He was a lawyer up in Sweden and everything around this area, he's been around this area for umpteen years. He grew up down there on Railroad Ave.
I was gonna ask his history, like, I don't know.
His father, or his brother was Edward, he used to give haircuts and everything.
Yeah, that's some cool history.
Yes,
It'd be nice to see it displayed in the town hall where people can appreciate it. I think it'd be great.
he's got a couple of daughters, they made actually a book with all his painting, it's got like 40 paintings. And underneath each one of them is a description of the painting and what they, so if we get the painting, they'll give us a copy of what was written about it underneath it too, that we can put underneath the painting.
Yeah, do a little practice.
So, once we figure out when and all the other stuff, but they just want to donate it to the Kennedy.
Much appreciated.
Yes,
I think there's some of his at the history center.
there may be.
There are, so.
I think
Bunny-
St. John's got one of the church years ago.
I don't know if Bunny talked to you at all, but somebody from, I don't know, Parma or Clarkson had like uncovered a box of these paintings and asked if he wanted them, so she brought them to the history center, but we already have some up there from him. We were looking at the style one night, and they look like they're
We signed them all, so
yeah. But I don't know where that landed with Bunny, I think she had this like box of them.
So like I said, I just met with them yesterday, so they'll be in the future, once they decide how they want to donate them or whatever.
Yeah.
Also, as a lot of you know, there is a demonstration or protest with a leader in town, and they got out unruly. So I had a meeting with the Democratic Party last week Thursday at 6 o'clock here. And had a talk with them and what they wanted and everything. They gave me a letter saying they wanted a meeting, so. I did that and tried to get them to, try to talk some stuff into them, to ask them to please move down here in front of our town hall, get away from the businesses, get away from the corner, it's a dangerous corner. That did not go over well. Who knows in the future? The old Democrats, and I don't mean old, I meant the ones that have been there for a long time.
Long term.
Established.
The established Democrats would have moved down here in a heartbeat. They've had some new people signed up and they want to be at the intersection, so I guess we'll see what happens. I'm still trying to dissuade them from doing it, to be down here instead.
Well, I think
It's
it's
safer and
I
it's-
really think it's a matter of being respectful to the local businesses and all the residents in town as far as being a nuisance to traffic, a nuisance to local businesses, and everybody's entitled to their opinion in a peaceful protest, but I would feel a lot more comfortable if they would park in a public parking and do it, if they want to do it in front of the town hall where they're not disrupting local business and traffic. I would feel a whole lot better about that.
I think we should talk to Zone and see about if there is another one having a car down here, because that's where you
That's right.
deterrent from
I've been trying
those
to
kids
get in touch
again, because they're gonna come back down through here. and
July 17th
They're gonna do the same thing. So,
is their next one, so.
yeah, because they had to come down anyway.
Right,
Like,
I want to
so
see
they're-
see if Zone C can spare a deputy or whatever.
Just have a car down here, I think that will stop.
Well, especially if you start attracting people from other towns.
Right.
And stuff like that can easily get out of hand, and that's a bad intersection that.
That corner really has so much room.
Right.
It's just,
But like you say, things it can get out of hand in a second.
yeah, and
So maybe if a sheriff's car or deputy was
Yeah.
here,
just turns into a dangerous situation.
right, it would make people think. But that's also why I sent the letter to all of you, and then it got put on our Facebook page to just denouncing violence and protest for anybody in town.
So Zone C's not getting back to you, or did you?
No, I've tried 2 different days so far. and they're not
See if I
getting
can
back.
do something like that.
Okay,
Just so they know. Do you know the date of a?
July 17th.
Okay.
It's gonna be in the afternoon.
On a
And
Thursday?
12 to 2.
It just changed today.
So they changed it to the afternoon now.
Like between 5 and 7, something like that.
Oh.
Home later on.
Oh, because they're
Later
running,
in the
they're running traffic. Is this another
Well,
national
because it's
protest?
Big
or is it-
Machine Day. in
But
our
they're usually over
parking
with
lot.
by 2.
Yeah,
Right. So I think it's 5 to 7 now.
Is this part of another national one? or-
Yes, it's a national one, yes. So it'll be all over the place.
I mean, it's just 2 hours, they can post something for a couple hours. Because it helps them not having to worry about them having to drive, come down here anyway when something happens, right?
Right. I believe it's 5, the new time that I heard is 5 to 7.
Okay.
right around that area. It may change a little bit, but that's as far as I know of this afternoon. And it might be right here because something else is going on up the street, so it might be right here in front of our place.
That's fine. I
Which
think
is-
it's
which
better-
is-
It's better for
Yeah, I
them to be
think
down
it's
here.
better here.
It is, yes.
I think the corners, it's just a dangerous
Yeah.
situation for everybody involved.
And then it gets spread out, like, it's really changes the whole, they have so much room out front.
Right. Yes. So that's just what that is. Other than that, I don't have anything in discussion that's imperative right at this time.
Just a question,
Yes, I do.
have you heard anything from MRV as far as water lines or where we are, when we're gonna have them, they were waiting, you were waiting
Yeah,
for that?
I mean, I gave you all that sheet, but I have not, when we're gonna, I have not heard from them, they have not picked a date for the meeting yet. Oh, and I have, that's right, I should probably tell them. I've been getting flack about not sending letters out about the sewer line, the Kendall sewer line going up West Fork and Moscow and all that. I finally got, Jason,
Kendall?
no, the engineers.
Oh,
Labellas,
Labellas.
thank you. But the Labellas finally got in touch with me today and they're gonna be handing out letters to everybody's doors. Because people were complaining they didn't know what was going on and everything, and we've been telling them, well, it's Kendall's sewer line. And that, they don't care.
Yeah.
They are mad that we didn't respond and let them know. So, Kendall or their engineers are supposed to go around, like, maybe even tomorrow starting, and letting people, making up a card or something, put it in the store to let them know. Where the sewer line is running, and it will be running.
Yeah, we're going down Moscow Road right now.
Yes. I thought maybe they had notified people, but they didn't. All right, did you have anything, Jim?
Do you want us to, should we put that like on the town, Facebook page or the sewer one?
We
Yeah,
probably
if
could.
you could get a copy of that letter they're handing out, then we can put it up.
I can ask them tomorrow to send me a copy of it.
But they do.
The public hearing?
Yeah, we're gonna do it out at the church.
Yes, it's July 9th at 6:30.
So I just looked at my calendar, that the 17th of July, we're just gonna have some workshop.
If there's only 4 or 5 of us, I don't think it'll matter that much.
But I guess that's my next question, so what, the moratorium for the solar?
We're gonna probably have to extend it.
Okay.
It's getting too close, so we'll just, maybe next meeting, we'll just extend it.
So we just need to have a motion to extend it?
Yes. Yes.
For 6 months,
We can extend it for another
a
year.
year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, next meeting, it's getting too close now, so next meeting we just extend it.
And then Kaylee had sent us an email of staffing for her, is that under vote, or I didn't see any?
Well, then she wanted you to respond during budget season.
And she's looking to get that one girl there, the other Kaylee, full-time, hopefully.
Right, but she said she wanted to know what to do now, so she knows what to tell.
Right, because she had a few interviews, so.
But she's okay right now. She's, think about it a little bit, what we can do, kind of, mull it over and everything. Next meeting or whatever, we can, or else we can even talk a little bit, email each other what your thoughts are. Whatever. We got a little time for that.
Yeah.
And she, I think she wanted to know whether we were for having a full-time person.
I mean, I think it's just a kind of a numbers thing, like if her programs are growing, the revenue supports that, if that's.
That's right.
Yes,
Right.
but if it does, if the numbers don't add up, then.
Well, that's, if you want to ask her for numbers of the, we don't have to do it tonight or right away. If you want to ask her what kind of numbers she's getting and everything, make sure the programs are all running good and everything and making money and all that before you tell her.
Right, because it seems like some of this stuff is just, she has these busy times a year where they get
Right.
overwhelmed,
Yes.
and then they think they need someone, and then you have the other 6 months where there's nothing going on.
And then you have
No.
staff leaving in the middle of the busy time.
Yeah,
Yeah, that didn't help
I think
any.
it was just,
Right, I mean, it's just that,
food for thought.
but,
yeah,
right,
right, I mean, it's more like that, is there another way to do it, maybe we give them, I don't know, maybe there's a way to give them-
there might be, but
like overtime or something like that, rather than just hire a new full-time position and
I
then
don't,
winter time have nothing going
it'll
on.
affect the, like, just the insurance part that will make the biggest difference. Yeah.
right. So, but like I say, think about it. Mull it over, see what her programs are doing, and then before you make a decision, be informed and.
We talked last year about the insurance guy coming earlier too, so
Yes.
I don't know when we're gonna set that. Because it was
Right.
late.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, that was like,
it should be a July,
oh, I guess, well, that's, yeah,
early August.
right.
Where do we sit with the seniors and the ARPA?
But my next thing I was gonna bring up was about the ARPA funds. It's like, the hardest thing for that is you can't do anything really except for, you can't do food, you can't do, there's so much specifics you can't do. You can only use it on trips or for some kind of a senior program. But I don't know if they would even have anybody come for a certain program, like exercising or whatever that might be.
Well, can you do it if only a certain amount on the trip? Like, I mean, it doesn't have to be for all seniors, you can actually just take care of the seniors that are going on the trips.
As far as Jackie Smith said, yes. Could you put it out there, and if they didn't wanna go on a trip, they don't have to.
All right, well, that's helpful for them, then.
So,
I'll go through it real quick.
They're thinking it's using it, well, for next year so that she
No.
doesn't have to. No.
she's gonna use it this year,
Yeah.
and then use.
Well,
what-
yeah, right, but that's. what I
But then
mean.
use what she's doing, to
What
use
she
for this
has.
year, but book it, cause the
Right.
money's all gotta be spent this year, so
Right.
she'll have to spend money ahead of time.
Right.
It has to be spent in 2025, I thought we were. 2025.
I think you gotta have it, it's like almost, it's almost like the other ARPA we never done. I mean, we're still spending that one, but we had to know what it was spent on.
Oh, like contractual allocated.
Yeah, it's gonna all be allocated, and
By the
everything.
end of this year?
I think so, yeah.
Maybe driving class.
It doesn't have to be spent, you gotta,
I thought,
but if
now
they,
it has to be allocated.
it's better off if we spend it before we lose it. Who knows what, if they'll pull the money or whatever from it with new leadership coming in, and I would say use it. If you gotta use it now, and so that way they can't pull it from you.
I mean, at budget time, we did discuss with Michelle last year that we were gonna be getting that, and she was gonna be able to use it.
Yeah.
Do we have a breakdown of how much is going to seniors, how much is going to recreation?
It'll be 20,000 to seniors and 75,000 to recreation. Which they've spent a chunk of that already. The playground was 16,000 to paint, plus then the paint itself. The rest of the new soccer goals was a few thousand, so they're up to 20,000 themselves. Well, that was from last ARPA.
So they still have like 50, do they know recreation, know what they're gonna allocate to?
Probably not right at this time, maybe more playground equipment and stuff, but
James,
we
Yeah,
looked,
because we talked about the shades.
Yeah.
we looked at them. They're actually not that expensive.
I mean, you can go with sidewalk for the summer, like, 50,000.
Right, we're not gonna do that.
But, I mean, I just think any shade structures for that area would be wonderful.
We looked at that for certain areas there. We only see the mothers sitting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's nothing, it's like when that sun's beating down, there's no hiding from it.
Yeah. So yes, there may be possible shade structures out there.
So the only other thing I wanted to bring up was about the vape shop, if anybody's been there and all.
Is it still open late? Because that's the big, we talked about that last time, right? Do they have a time, they had it closed?
Right. We brought it up at the meeting, but
10 p.m.
it's not in their,
There's no motion.
the motion was
We
not,
discussed it during the meeting, but it's not in the motion, but it was 10 p.m.
Are they closing at 10 p.m.? We don't know. I mean, this looks like it's
It appears that I may be writing them to get the report, because they have not come to the court. I'm speaking with our attorney, for their sign permit. They just gave them all the information and they're just kind of just ignoring it. But maybe one guy who runs it, I think he was out of state, I think.
right, that's
And the other one who lives here somewhere, but there may, I get conversations with other people, saying things that have been happening.
because me and Cheryl went down there and walked through the whole place from one end to the other. I mean, you can smell, but we couldn't find anything illegal. You know, I found, I looked in all the ashtrays.
Right. But they do know us, they know, especially, they know us, they know our cars. So as soon as we pull in the parking lot, and that front door was wide open.
Yeah.
Well, as far as the sign goes, I'd send them a certified letter so that you're sure that they got it. Then give them 2 weeks to respond to it. If they don't, then you give them a ticket to appear in court.
I could go, I mean, I look sketchy enough, right? I mean, I could.
I went in waiting for my Chinese food one day.
Yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
going
it
there
doesn't
tonight.
look like anything. Well, take a story on it, but
Well,
But
we just heard random things that we don't know if they're substantiated
Right.
about, when he looks there, he has offered to get people whatever they want. You don't see it here, and you want it, I'll get it.
What does that mean, though? That could be like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I
that's,
wasn't there for the conversation.
yeah, that's like.
We can't act on
No, we can't.
it. You gotta see it
No.
or whatever. Then call the police.
All we can do is enforce what we.
Yep,
It's in the law book, that's all we can afford.
right.
They fail to follow the rules.
And then that suburban box out there, that thing was horrible. That needs painting or something, so I don't know who would be.
Oh, the
Fencing.
trash fence.
Yeah,
The enclosure around the
yeah,
trash.
yeah.
I'd like to
Yeah,
have.
we can think.
Yeah. Do we have anybody from court that needs any, community service points?
Mike says no, I asked him that the other day.
You don't do that a lot.
That's what's COVID, they don't.
You really don't.
Yeah.
Your ladies like everybody.
All right, is there any more discussion then?
Barring no further business, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Or is it just, is it just gonna be in town board or?
You gotta come in early for the party.
What party?
Joel.
we gotta put it on a letter.
Sure, what party?
Yeah,
Joel.
it should be on Hammond letter. There's no party, just ignore that.
Mike's got his hand in his hands like this.
Yeah, but you can.
We're still waiting on our breakfast pizza.